everyone, welcome out to Woodland Park and this championship final between Swiss Affolter and Ryan Hintz. This is the championship for the Muletown Disc Golf Club in the year 2020. These two guys will be facing off in match play. We'll be ready to tee off here in just a minute, so stay tuned and we'll take you straight to the first tee. And welcome out here live to Woodland Park. Ryan Hintz, Swiss Affolter, they have the tee. One of these gentlemen will be the 2020 Muletown champion. So looks like Ryan Hintz might be up first on the tee, so we'll tune in and watch him here on hole one, this par 4 at Woodland Park. And Ryan Hintz with a backhand tee shot, lots of power, and it will be about at the bottom of the hill, probably a good 60 feet out from the basket. All right, Swiss now with his shot, hole one. And a low backhand hits an early tree. So it had power to go a long way, but landed early. But he should be able to rebound here with a solid approach shot if he's able to get that off here for his second. This is more than likely Ryan Hintz is looking at a 3 as his realistic score on this hole, if he really is about 60 feet out. All right, so Swiss, second shot, hole one. And a powerful backhand, started flipping over a bit. It's going to skip down nicely toward the basket, so as long as it didn't skip in the woods, I think Swiss will have an excellent look at a putt for 3. And out here at Woodland Park, weather's been a little bit like a roller coaster for the last day or so. We had nice weather yesterday morning, turned into rain, which did not end until really just a little over an hour or two ago. Sun's starting to poke out here at Woodland Park, and weather forecast for today here in Columbia for this match. Right now temperature 48 degrees, and it should hold steady for the next couple of hours. Mostly cloudy skies and calm winds. So the only real weather factor for these guys today is the cold temperature. But it's nothing that neither one of these gentlemen have seen before, so I would expect them to deal with it well. It does look like Ryan Hintz is maybe a little beyond 60 feet out from the basket, so this is going to be an approach shot for him. Perhaps he'll be able to throw it in. We've seen some crazy shots in match play out here at Woodland Park. But all right, Ryan Hintz is out. Here he is, second shot, hole 1. And he just tries to finesse it in there with a forehand, a little bit long into the woods, but should have a clean line back to the basket. Swiss now, third shot, hole 1. And Swiss gives it a good run, but it will be left. So it's all going to come down to this third shot from Ryan Hintz. If he makes it, he takes an early lead in this 2020 Muletown Championship match. And it's really going to depend on what sort of weeds and brush he has in his way. We are back, hole number 2. Ryan Hintz took hole 1 with a 3. He has the tee and is 1 up. The low, powerful backhand. It takes an excellent skip around the corner. He will be looking at a long putt for birdie. Swiss now, tee shot, hole 2. And he also goes with a backhand shot, has a little bit of height and has power. It skips even closer to the basket. So 2 excellent tee shots by both of these guys to start off this second hole. It's 344 feet now. Up through that gap, and then hard left, dogleg to the basket. So it's definitely a little more challenging, but both Swiss and Hintz are 2 of the more talented players in our club, and it was not really a surprise to see them expertly navigate this hole. And while we're on our way up here to the basket, let's take a look at how these 2 gentlemen got to this position. You can see that Ryan Hintz had a bye through the wild card round. He also, Bud McNeese forfeited to him in the quarterfinals. He beat Brandon Bostwick 2 up and is now in this championship. Swiss, on the other hand, beat Ben Kelly 6, and then Clint Wright, and now is here against Ryan Hintz in the championship finals. Here's Hintz now with his second shot, hole 2. And it's low, so opportunity here for Swiss. If he hits this, he takes hole 2, and we're back to all square. And Swiss dead center chains. He takes hole 2 with a 2. We're now all square through 2. Be at hole 3 in just a minute. Stay tuned. are back. Hole number 3, 591-foot par 4 up the hill. And looks like the tee pad is flooded at the moment, so they'll be teeing off just to the side via mutual agreement. All right, Swiss now with the tee, hole 3. Powerful backhand drive there by Swiss, right over the short tee sign and long. He'll be in excellent shape for his next shot. All right, here's Hintz now. Tee shot, hole 3. And he's taking a similar path to Swiss. He's going to be in a pretty similar position, so this is going to be a race to the basket here. Great opening drives on hole 3 by both of these guys. And I want to take a second to thank our 2020 bag tag sponsor, Southern Exposure. They have recently reopened their storefront location in downtown Columbia, right off West 7th. So please be sure to go and check them out for your disc golf needs or any outdoor apparel. They have a great selection and have been a supporter of this club now for a few years. So thank you, Southern Exposure, for sponsoring this bag tag series throughout this 2020 season. Alright, so as both of these guys are looking at their approach shot, hole 3, they have quite a few gaps to choose from. The leaves are all off the trees now, so this front row of guard trees branches definitely aren't hanging as low as they do during most of the disc golf season. So 2 clean approaches. Let's see if these guys can execute. And it looks like Ryan Hintz will be up first. Second shot, hole 3. And he goes with a forehand shot that sneaks through those branches there. He is parked, so should be within 10 feet, maybe closer, for his third shot. Swiss now, second shot. And a forehand with a little bit of turnover to start. It does hit an early branch, so he's going to have a long way to go for his third shot. Not impossible, but definitely a challenge. It's kind of hard to see from back here, but those branches that Swiss hit, they really do blend in this time of year with the shrubbery in the background. So honestly, it's hard to even tell that it's there until you see your disc hit it and it falls right down. So tough break there for Swiss. We'll see if he can hit this long putt from 60 feet out uphill for a 3. Here's Swiss. And he gives an aggressive drive, hits left side chains, and kicks out. Ladies and gentlemen, that's about as close as you can get and not have it in the basket. Heartbreaker there for Swiss. Ryan Hintz now with an opportunity to take hole 3 if he can tap in this short putt for a birdie. And it went high. We just had what would be for Ryan a pretty significant headwind. that started just as he was about to release his disc. And we saw his disc lift up and hit the band and then go over the basket. This is historically the windiest hole on this course at Woodland Park, and it proved true again. Here's Hintz, fourth shot. And routinely in for a 4. Now Swiss. Now he's going to be putting into the headwind, which has died down. Dead center chain. So hole 3 is a push. We're all square through 3. See one at hole 4 in just a minute. Stay tuned. Alright, we are back. Hole number 4, Woodland Park, 438 feet up the hill around the dog leg, all square. Swiss has the tee. And he goes with a forehand, hits a tree on the right side. Hintz now with his tee shot, hole 4.
Yeah. Not too high again. Looks like it's a little high.
Alright, Hintz with a low forehand right down the center and around the bend. Great shot there by Ryan Hintz. And we are now joined by Doug Barrett here in the commentary booth. Doug, glad to have you out here.
Well, I appreciate that, bud. I had to come out here and watch this Battle of the Titans.
Yes.
It's kind of like going to the zoo. Kind of out here watching a gorilla take on a cheetah for the prize. Now, I'm not going to say who the gorilla is, but they just made a great throw.
Yeah, that was incredible. And that'd be quite a battle. You know, cheetahs are known for their speed out of the gate, but maybe not their longevity in the fight. So we'll see what happens
true about
here.
that.
All right, so Swiss looks like he kicked, fortunately for him, onto the left side of the fairway. And we'll... All right, so here's Swiss with his second shot, hole 4. And he went with a big backhand turnover.
Bold move, very bold.
Looks like it landed early on the left side, but Ryan Hintz will get first stab at this little hole, the slot hole into the basket that you placed, Doug. Want to elaborate on the strategy?
Well, I think that Ryan has got the strategic move right here. That shot looks good. We need to grow a few more limbs.
All right, Ryan Hintz, a clean release, turning over.
What an advantage.
And I think he's probably going to have a look at a putt from there, Doug.
Oh, absolutely. That may even be a drop in. We'll find out here shortly.
All right, so Swiss now looking for his disc. Looks like it is in the open. That's good.
Yeah, he's got to make the big run right here. There's no laying up.
All right, Swiss with his third shot hits a tree and rolls back within circle one.
Yeah, that hyzered out on him too much.
So it's within his range for this next move. Ryan Hintz is absolutely parked. So Swiss is still out. He's looking back to see if Swiss.
I think you just drop it in, yeah.
Yeah, you heard. That's right, Doug. He's got it really close. I don't think he could play this hole much better than what Ryan Hintz just did. So Ryan Hintz takes hole 4 with a 3. He's now 1 up. So everyone, hole 5 in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, we are back live, hole number 5, 246 feet, about 3/4 of the way down the fairway, and then a hard right. Hintz has the tee. He's 1 up. And it went right early, Doug.
It sure did. I mean, the trees look pretty naked in this time of year, but they weren't going to let that shot get through.
All right, there's Swiss with his tee shot. It was confident, but hit a tree early. He might have a look at the basket, though, Doug.
Yeah, I think he's in the alley right there.
We'll just have to see. It's really just a.
Would be the reason for this hole.
Well, there you have it, folks. All right, Hintz now, second shot, hole 5. All right, Ryan Hintz with a little, wow.
A double good kick.
I think he intentionally hit those trees along the way, Doug. I think he was aiming for all of them. That's great.
That was a great visionary shot right there. Only Ryan could see that angle.
Yeah, it takes one more skill. Swiss now, second shot, hole 5. All right, so Hintz was in with a 3, Swiss in with a 3-2, and hole 5 is a push. Hintz is 1 up through 5. Be at hole 6 in just a minute.
Good run.
All right, we are back. Hole number 6, 397 feet down the hill. Road to the right is out of bounds. Hintz is 1 up and has the tee.
Got a little bit of traffic in front of us. We got to let the casual people play out. Players are kind of hoping that this headwind will die down a little bit.
Yeah, that could come into play. And you can see here in the forecast, no wind was really in the forecast, but it has been kicking in as the sun's coming out, which that is expected. Little extra heat exchange or two going on. All right, yeah, they are still playing out. Well, while we're waiting, Doug,
Yeah,
what have been your thoughts on this competition so far, both the amateur and this championship level?
Well, I tell you what, I was not here for the amateur match, but that had to be history right there. That was historic. We should put a plaque out there somewhere on hole number 18.
Yeah, that was quite the comeback for Drake Abernathy. I'd personally never witnessed a comeback live that was that dramatic.
Yeah, yeah.
Capping it off with an ace too, to stay alive and eventually come out with the win. So he was living up to his self-given nickname of Mr. Number One that day.
Well, especially social media.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes time for that, Drake is going to be on top.
So, all right, looks like, I'm not sure what's going on down there by the basket, but it looks like they're clearing out now. Okay, cool. Here's Hintz. Tee shot, hole 6. And he threw it high. I think that's to help protect against any headwind down there.
You got to worry about the trees.
Ooh, he hits it, and
But
he's safe. A tombstone.
wow.
If Dave Quint is watching, he would be very proud of that.
Yeah, that was calculated.
Okay, Swiss now. Tee shot, hole 6. And he's also taking it a little high and out to the right. Looks like
But
it's going to break safely
Leaping
back.
in for a run.
Wow. It cut right in front of the chains, Doug.
It sure did. That was beautiful throw.
So I'd say Swiss is going to be well within range for a putt back to the basket and a birdie.
Yeah, but anytime you throw a tombstone and you plant it like that, you might have the advantage on the next throw.
True. I mean, it is a statement to your opponent when they see that disc just slice into the ground. Stand proud.
Well, I bet Ryan could probably even tell you what angle it's sitting at right now.
That's right. Yeah, he's an engineer, right?
Yeah,
And,
he could do it.
yeah, going back since this is a club championship, going back in the history of the club, I think Hintz just made a shout out to Dave Quint, but there was a time when tombstones were all the rage and people would just post their tombstone pictures, and Dave Quint was the king of the tombstone, and I think he's still carrying on that tradition. So
Oh, absolutely. He was the king of that. 2020 has been a bad year, you know, all around because of COVID and the lack of tombstones, but I can tell right now 2021 is looking bright.
yeah, that's a great thing to see. Okay, looks like Ryan Hintz is out, so he will now take his second shot, hole 6. And he just missed it, Doug. So opportunity.
Boy, he sure did.
Swiss now.
This is a dangerous putt right here, though.
But Swiss hits it right side chains and in. He takes hole 6 with a 2. We're now all square. See everyone at hole 7 in just a minute. We are back hole 7. Swiss took hole 6, so he does have the tee. We're all square. And backhand attempt. They're trying to buzz it over the top of the shrubs.
Run at the goal right there. That was beautiful.
Great shot by Swiss. And Hintz with another clean backhand approach. He's also going to be in putting range.
Got it parked. Yep.
So these guys,
that will be another drop in.
They're showing why they're in this match. Both living up to the hype.
Let's be a little touchy putt right here with a brush in the way. You'll have to go up high and then drop it in. And wow, beautiful.
That was great, Doug. And he used that signature spin putt you were talking about earlier. And Hintz taps in for a 2. So hole 7's a push. We're all square through 7. It'll be a hole 8 in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Well, they got the lights on already.
right, we are back. Hole number 8. Looks like the group just in front of our championship card here is just holing out. And he hit dead center chains. That was a powerful putt, Doug.
That's great. I'm glad he hit that putt. It took him like 25 minutes to play this hole.
Yeah, apologize for the long interlude there, but we were waiting for the hole to clear. So Swiss Affolter now with the tee shot, hole 8. And he's going with a big backhand hyzer out to the right. It's going to skip off the road and right at the basket.
Beautiful shot.
Great shot there by Swiss. All right, Hintz now with the tee, hole 8. And he's also going with a backhand hyzer.
No skip though.
He was trying to go for a sideways tombstone,
Another
Doug. That was
tombstone,
gutsy right there. I think he's really trying to show Dave Quinn up, try to get him back down here to Columbia.
That actually could have been a negative angle tombstone even.
Yeah, I've never seen that, so I'm not even sure Dave Quint's ever done that. And this green has changed quite a bit since the last time we had a match. It's now open back behind the basket and to the left, Doug.
Which I kind of like that. I like the fact that you can get wild and throw further to the left and then have even a more deadly putt going downhill toward the road.
Yeah.
Because of the length.
Yeah, it definitely lets you be a little more aggressive. So I don't think that was ever in the discussion when this was being designed, was it? It just happened.
It was a miracle that happened.
So it's a great thing.
Yep.
And it'll be really nice in the spring when everything's going back. All right, so looks like Swiss will go first. Second shot, hole 8. And just a routine tap in there. Ryan Hintz up the hill. Second shot's in. Hole 8's a push. We're still all square. Show everyone at the last hole of the front 9 in just a minute. Stay tuned. We are back on hole 9 now, and still a little bit of a delay waiting on the group in front of us. But while we wait, I think Doug and I are going to give you all a little preview of the Christmas lights here at Woodland Park. You can see they have a Charlie Brown Christmas set up over here. What are your thoughts on that, Doug?
Well, it's very clean looking. The closer you get to Nashville, that you would see graffiti pop out on something like this, but this is just beautiful looking.
Yeah, and back on hole number, I guess you could call that 7, 8, 10. There's, you can see those white posts up with LED lights along. It's quite a ride if you go through there at night. So definitely recommend, if you're able to get down here, check out the Christmas lights in the next week. Definitely do so. It's worth the trip. And we'll be back in just a minute after the group in front of us finishes playing hole 9. back hole 9, 298 feet up the hill. Road to the left is OB. We're all square. Swiss has the tee. And a powerful backhand, but it's low. Gets a little bit of a skip right toward the old pin placement, but still a ways out from the alternate, Doug. All right, Hintz now, tee shot, hole 9. And he's trying a forehand turnover there. It hits a tree on the right side, though.
That thing had a good turn on it, though. I don't know what disc it was, but we may have to check it out, make sure it's illegal.
Yeah, it was. It's like he had it on a string or was controlling it with a remote there. That was a little fishy there. Or maybe it's just he's that skilled. But sun's really starting to come out now. It's turned into a beautiful afternoon for some disc golf. Setting up nicely for potentially we'll get some playoff golf. You never know. I'll say a lot of times when it's been tied at 9, that's been the result.
I'm seeing a lot of pushing going on right now. And I need a little bit to help me get up this hill.
Yeah, and Swiss, he ran into that problem with his tee shot hitting the ground early. But looks like he's still closer to the basket than Ryan Hintz. So Hintz now with his second shot, hole 9. And I heard him maybe expressing some anxiety about the shot, Doug.
Yeah, he was up there counting the number of trees in a way.
All right, let's see how Hintz navigates that here with his second shot, hole 9. And I don't know what he was so worried about. That's right there, parked.
That got in there pretty good.
All right,
Yeah,
Swiss
he does
now.
have another 12-foot putt coming back.
And Swiss is going for it. But
Pretty shot.
just right. So Hintz now, he just has to clean this up. This is routine for him, but nothing's truly routine in competitive play. But Hintz is in. It rolled in, hit the cage, but it stayed.
I saw that thing pop out the back and then it went back in.
Yeah, so. Whew. And Swiss is also out now, in and out with a 3. So hole 9's a push. So we're on hole 10 in just a minute. Stay tuned. We are back, hole number 10, Swiss has the tee. And looks like he was going for a backhand that would maybe turn over a bit, but hit some early trees. He'll have a clean approach though. Hence now, tee shot, hole 10. And he goes with a low forehand there,
And
Doug.
it's turning and not enough of a turn.
And nails the trees. Well, it would have been fun to see either one of those shots get cleanly through, just to see where it would end up. A lot of power in both of these guys' arsenals.
Yeah, they both have the great backhand and a good forehand too. I think where Ryan's at right now, he'll be looking at pulling that forehand out again.
And I don't have a stat sheet or anything with me, but I would, from what I've seen, I've definitely felt like Ryan Hintz has been using forehand a little more often than Swiss today. but I know Swiss does have that in his arsenal if he needs it.
Well, that's kind of going back to comparing the gorilla to the cheetah, and we may have just identified everybody with that.
There you go. All right, so Hintz now with his second shot, hole 10. He's going to have a tricky look through the trees. Not 100% sure what he's seeing, but that forehand's going to come in play because it's going to let him potentially straddle out to the right side. I've seen him look at both options, Doug.
Yeah, he's got options here. Got to be careful with the backhand, though.
And he goes with a backhand, smacks his hand on the tree as he releases. So you heard Swiss there asking if Ryan Hintz's arm was okay. Swiss now. His tee shot, that's just a routine approach for him.
Yep.
And did it stay in bounds?
And it is there.
Good.
Yeah, the thing about the Ryan shot, if you watch him throw backhand, he's got the most aggressive follow through that you'll ever see in a player. And he really had to back off of that one.
Oh yeah, he was right up on those trees and still got a little piece of it.
Yep.
Even with him holding back. But that road comes into play on this approach, as we saw with Swiss's shot there. But he was able to get it low enough to stay in, hit the road. Okay, Hintz now. Third shot. Hole 10.
Yeah, he's looking at about a 45-footer here.
And he gave it a go, just a little low.
Under the cage.
So Swiss with an opportunity to take the lead right away on this back nine. And looks, well, Swiss will clean it up. It's in. Swiss takes hole 10 with a 3. He's now 1 up. Stay tuned for hole 11. We'll be there in just a minute. All right, we're back hole 11. Swiss with his tee shot there. 347 feet to the basket. Gets caught up in an early tree, though, so be an approach from there, Doug.
He will have the easy pitch up.
All right, Hintz now tee shot, hole 11. And Ryan Hintz backhand turnover. Look at that one, Doug.
That baby could get on in there, yes.
I was listening for some chains.
Great line.
We've had quite a few aces in our match play history here now, but never this hole, so that would have been a great ace to witness. Question is going to be just how far down the hill did it skip, because it had a lot of power.
Right.
It was breaking pretty hard left there at the end.
But with the ground conditions right now, it's a little bit wet. It's not slippery wet.
True.
I think it'll probably stick pretty good.
I know Ryan Hintz is hoping that too. So, all right, Swiss now approaching his disc. It is going to be a risky shot to try to get it in the chains, but if Hintz is parked, he might just have to do that. All right, Swiss now, second shot, hole 11. And that might have been it if it had come back just a little bit at the end. He had a great
Yep.
line there, Doug.
It's a pretty good run. I like his game plan. He's sticking to it. He went for that shot. He played the shot without even looking where Ryan Hintz went on his drive.
Very good point there. Here's Hintz. Second shot's up and in. He takes hole 11, and we are back to all square. So we'll see you at hole 12 in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, we're back hole 12, 279 feet to the basket. We're all square. Hintz has the tee.
I feel like we're both playing like last
One of the hardest shots in disc golf to pull off, straight ahead.
And it looks like Ryan Hintz is going to try to get it to skip up, but it...
Tad bit low, but it did scoot it up a little bit.
All right, here's Swiss now. Tee shot, hole 12. And it turned over a little bit on him.
Yep, a little bit of the rush roll on that one.
So this is going to be a tough one for either of them to get a 2 on. But we've seen weirder things happen.
Oh yeah.
Most
Well,
definitely.
players of this caliber, they can both make this putt.
I would say within our club, the two that are most well known for making incredible putts on a regular basis, pretty much anytime they're in a match, those gentlemen are the Kelly brothers, Grant and Ben.
Absolutely, yeah.
So,
We've actually banned them from the putting league, didn't we?
I mean, they don't know how they do it, but it'll be what could be considered a drive on a little pitch and putt course, and they just knock it right in. All right, looks like Swiss is out. He has the second shot now, hole 12. And it's a little low. Oh no, it's rolling back on him, Doug.
Yep.
So he's got some work to do to get back. But Hintz makes it look easy.
That
Dead
putt right
center.
there, academic.
And he's now 1 up through 12. Stay tuned. We'll be at hole 13 in just a minute. All right, we're back. Hole 13, 304 feet. Hintz has the tee. He's one up. Oh, hits an early tree.
And it's
out of
OB.
bounds.
Man, you could go.
Tough break there, Doug.
I'm going to wager all the money I've got. This is not going to be a push.
All right, so window of opportunity for Swiss. He just has to keep this in bounds, and he goes for the big hyzer skip down the right side. He's safely in.
Yep.
Almost a flick.
And you heard that comment. That was not a safe shot. And he said, never change your strategy. He went for it.
So that was his strategy from the get-go. Is that what he was saying?
Yes,
then?
yes.
So, wow. Well, I've definitely seen some people try that shot, and it can go both ways. I've seen people hit this
Yep.
light post up here and just skip right out of bounds again. I'm glad it worked out for him. So here's Hintz now with his third shot after the out of bounds penalty. And that was incredible. It just went barely right of the chains. He almost
That was tight.
salvaged this hole.
Yeah.
That was incredible. But that's part of the fun of match play is you can be aggressive.
Yeah,
You just have to win the hole. So you get to see some pretty cool stuff.
And like you say, a lot of people in match play, they'll take the mentality of base your next shot off what the player ahead of you did.
Yeah. All right, there's Swiss. And he should be able to tap in for a three. We'll see if Ryan Hintz gives him the hole or they're going to get their all the golf they earned. Looks like he gave it
it's a
to him.
pickup.
So Swiss has hole 13. We're back to all square. Stay tuned for hole 14. Back hole 14, 576 feet. Swiss has the tee. We're all square.
And we're up here on top of the hill, and you can feel the wind coming at you. Slight headwind.
Which you'd rather be right on this hole than left, that's for sure. You get your options. Looks like Swiss is going for a roller there.
Yep.
Wow, that's gonna be a fun spot.
Well, we got another roller coming up.
All right, Hintz now with the tee. And he got a big
Too high.
turnover, but it's around the trees.
Wow.
He's safe.
Yep.
So that worked out pretty nicely for Hintz there. I think he'll be happy with the end result.
Yeah, that will be a advantage Ryan on that shot. He's out and open. Swiss is going to have to bend one here.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely start running out of options when you get caught up in those trees on the left side. It's kind of a poke and pray type of situation.
Yeah. If you're further down, you can go in at it from the left side, keep it low. Straight shot, maybe a little fade in there with Annie. But I think he's a little bit further back to be doing that.
I just did not see how far into the trees he got. He might have stayed in the fairway side. But we'll see here in just a minute. And Both these guys will not have to deal with the traditionally windy putt in the standard position on 14 up on the hill up there.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice with the wind picking up now. Conditions have changed quite a bit throughout this match, just within the last hour or so.
Well, Swiss is beating a trail on the left side of the trees.
Okay, so it looks like
It
Hintz
did go
is
in there
out.
pretty deep.
So Hintz with his second shot, hole 14. And Ryan Hintz
Tad bit low.
took a
Looking for the
big
flare.
It's rolling back. Look at that. So he's going to have a downhill putt from about 15 to 20. All right, Swiss now, second shot.
You have to go pretty wide on this one.
And you called it, Doug. He's big hyzer, got a skip and a roll. So he's going to be even farther out. So Hintz with an opportunity here. Say he has the upper hand at maybe walking away with a 3, but if he misses it,
Yeah, he could be looking at an easy 5.
yeah. So this could be a hole that potentially starts to put the pinchers down on one of these guys, forces them to make a few risky moves, which we will start seeing at some point. Swiss's third shot just a little right, so
That had the right height.
chance here for Ryan Hintz to take hole 14 and the lead in the match if he decides to go for this. Let's see what he does. Third shot, hole 14. And hits the band, Doug.
Oh yeah, that could have been very bad, but he hit the band, and then it took a cut roll to keep it on the hill. So he'll be looking at automatic 4 here. Swiss has got a little touchy shot here.
All right, Swiss fourth shot. We are back, hole 15, 234 feet, all square. Swiss has the tee. And dead straight down the gap, Doug. Like you said,
Yep.
he's parked.
He's right under the basket.
And Ryan Hintz also with a clean shot.
Yep.
He skips right up within circle 1. So they're both looking at tap ins for a 2.
Yeah, this should be good here.
No aces like we saw in that match between Abernathy and Tucker.
No, but they both took the ace run line here.
Yeah. Maybe we can convince Drake as the amateur champion to make his way up to this division next year.
Yeah, yeah.
And try to ace in the championship match at the top level.
He should be there.
So
I think he will be.
yeah, I would be shocked if he wasn't. All right, so Hintz will be up first to tap out his putt. And it's in. And then Swiss is in. So hole 15 push with 2 2s. We'll all square through 15. Stay tuned. Only a few holes remain. Back, hole 16, 352 feet to the alternate pin, all square. Swiss has the tee. And he said he released it a little low, and he's going to be
low and early.
So Hintz now with an opportunity, tee shot, hole 16. And it looks like he went out pretty far right. Hits a tree, kicks even farther right, and he's in bounds.
Yeah. I thought 16 might be the differentiator here, but for different reasons.
Yeah, I think they both maybe had what we could call mistakes off the tee, Doug.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is going to be...
Ryan put up an aggressive throw. He stuck to his game plan, you could tell. Swiss, a little bit of trouble being short and early. Left an advantage to Ryan to just poop one right down the middle and fade it right there toward the basket, but he went for it.
Yeah, and that was an unfortunate skip too for Hintz there. He got the hard right off the tree.
Yeah, you don't see people this far right when they go for the original basket.
Right. Okay, let's see here. Looks like Hintz is out, so he's going to get to go first down by Santa's sleigh. At least it didn't end up there, right?
That's correct, yeah.
A few extra obstacles down in the course this
Plus, we would have to call in a rules official. I don't know what you do with a Rudolph there.
All right, so Hintz is assessing his options. Now he's quite a ways out from where we stand as the camera. You can see that's how far off course that kick took him. So here's his second shot, hole 16.
Yeah. I can't tell if he's got an open shot or got a bend one or what. He's so far out.
All right, it's up the hill. Can he get a good skip? He did. He's within 25, I'd say. All right, Swiss now, second shot. And this one's routine for him. He's going for it.
Yep. That was a go for it shot. He's got to drop in from there. Ryan, a little bit of a disadvantage here with a further putt he's got to make, but he's got the talent to do it.
Yeah, so he'll make the march up the hill and assess his third shot he needs to push this hole, but well within his range.
Check the spot down there. Yeah. It was a clean forehand too.
All right, so Hintz now, third shot. And cleanly in, be a
Well
tap
done.
in for Swiss. And Doug, looks like we have ourselves another
We
push.
have the push.
So all square, 2 holes remain. Stay tuned. This is going to be fun. All right, we're back, hole 17, all square. Swiss has the tee. It's 402 feet, tee to pin, and the road is out of bounds.
And we got a little traffic coming through here. Slight delay.
All right, Swiss is going with a backhand, but it's going to be safe. He's not happy with it, but it is clearly safe.
Fantastic.
All right, Hintz now, tee shot, hole 17. And he's also going to be, like he says, safe shot.
They both
left.
put up safe shots, and they're not happy with them. But this should be another push.
Hintz might be a little bit long there, but it'll be, as long as he's not in those trees, he'll be just
That's
fine
correct, yeah.
for a hyzer approach. Well, Doug, I'm guessing maybe you were part of the crew that got that red post put in the top of the basket.
No, I did not do that. That was a ingenious move by Chris Arant.
Well, that's been very helpful. So, thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
If you're watching, or if you watch this down the line. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, you could even make it taller if you had to with a flag or,
I like the idea of the flag.
yeah. But it
Make
has
the
certainly
basket
been
a little more sacred.
Right. It's certainly been fun having the basket in this position. So I would imagine they'll probably be moving in the coming weeks. So who knows where the baskets will be when we have our next match play event here at Woodland Park. All right, Hintz now. Second shot, hole 17.
And he is out and open.
And that's just a smooth approach, Doug.
Routine.
All right, Swiss now. And he's taking a more aggressive line at the basket, but he had enough power to go in.
Yeah.
But he's safely
He took a
within.
look at that one.
Do what? Yeah. A lot of spin on that one. Feel it.
So we're staring sudden death playoff basically from here on out, right in the face, like we'd said at hole 9 with them being all square. That was definitely an omen of things to come. Historically, that's been one of the good points to measure what the potential of having a sudden death playoff are. Here's Swiss. And it's dead center. Ryan will just drop it in for his 3. And sure enough, with 1 hole remaining, it's sudden death from here on out. So stay tuned. We'll see who wins this championship at Muletown Disc Golf in just a minute.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Hole 18. It's sudden death from here on out. 690 feet from the tee to the pin. Swiss has the tee. And he did get through.
Shot is high,
Barely.
but it got through. Yes.
Wow. It was just rising up right toward that V in the
Yeah.
tree. All right, Hintz now tee shot, hole 18. And Ryan Hintz, a turnover forehand. Will it stay out of the woods? I couldn't tell, Doug. Could you see?
I could not tell from that tree there, but it may be right on the edge would be the best that's going to happen to this.
In the history of this pin placement, that is where we've seen people run into trouble on this hole in a sudden death situation, is they get too far left. It's always seemed to be better to be out to the right.
Yeah,
That was,
it's a difficult shot if you're a right-hand backhand. You really got to turn one over, let it flatten out.
And that's where Clint Wright ran into problems in his championship match against Grant Kelly in the amateur match play. He ended up just basically conceding almost at the end. But with the winter conditions setting in, the brush is not as much of a factor. So quite a few more windows in December compared with May. All right, looks like Hintz setting up now for his second shot, hole 18. And maybe he's gonna wait.
You think he might be thinking roller here?
It kind of looked that way, Doug.
Yeah.
He might be. And he's gonna have that sign to contend with again, on the follow through. So just trying to make sure he doesn't hear us talk about that. Okay, here's Hintz now. Second shot, hole 18. And he's going with a he's trying to get a turnover, that forehand shot, but it's way out in the middle. He'll be safe though for his approach. He's basically playing for a 4 at this point.
Yep.
So Swiss opportunity. Can he get within birdie range?
Wide hyzer here.
And you called it, Doug. Big, wide hyzer. How close can he skip? He tombstones it.
Oh no. Yes.
No skip. He stuck the landing. And he's outside circle 1. I'd say from here, maybe 50 feet, 60 feet.
Yeah, I'm thinking probably in that neighborhood of 50.
Yeah,
Maybe a little over 50.
So it's going to be a tough shot. You know what? They both tombstoned their shots, Doug.
Oh, they did. Look at that.
A double tombstone. Wow. What a day this has been. I've seen a lot of tombstones. That's a 5-star effort by both of them.
Yep. If they had gotten the direction right, that could have been a conjunction tombstone. We hear a lot right now about the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter.
That's right. I guess that's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, well, all sorts of crazy things going on this week. So here's Hintz now with his third shot, hole 18. And he is right on target,
Yep.
Doug. He just missed hitting metal. And that should be just an easy tap back for 4, but Swiss could end this right here.
Yep.
It's well within his range. What do you think?
And he's not looking into the sun. I give this putt right here, I'm going to say 55% of the time you'll make this putt.
And he has that aggressive spin putt, so distance is not a factor. Here's Swiss with his first attempt at a 2020 championship. It's up. Hits the cage. He was a millimeter, Doug. A millimeter away
Yes.
from taking home the prize. All right.
But a little bit more hyzer on that would have tumbled into the basket. It would have gone in.
Right, here's Hintz now with his 4th shot. And it's in, safely home.
And we are going to go to overtime.
Yeah, we're into a true sudden death playoff now. Back to hole 1. We'll see everyone there in just a minute. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss this historic match.
I thought
back, hole 1. 483 feet, sudden death. Swiss has the tee. And hits an early tree again, Doug. That's the second time today. And here's Hintz. So for his tee shot, hole 1. And it's out there, it's turning over, but it should come back. Winds are absolutely calm again.
Yeah, he went down the middle on that shot. You would think that he would go a little bit further to the right. Heiser went in for a safe shot, but he tried to go right down the middle, sticking to the game plan.
Yeah, that was clutch play there by Ryan Hintz. This is basically, Doug, what happened this hole the first time through. Here's Swiss. And same shot again by Swiss. Maybe a little bit farther than the first time. So he's going to have a long look at a 3.
Yeah.
Hintz here has an opportunity to really put his foot on the accelerator. And maybe has enough to get it over the finish line if he can execute. This next shot is absolutely critical.
Yeah, I think Ryan will have a good layup shot here, putting the pressure back on Swiss to make a good putt.
So this is going to be a big shot. You do not want to be putting into the sun either. That's the other thing to consider as you approach this basket. Sun is going to be a factor if you're facing back toward the rainy house. Unless you happen to be in those little trees, but it's incredible when you think about just how far these guys throw. I feel like we walk for well over a minute, going up on 2 minutes before we ever even get to the disc. So, all right, here's Hintz. Second shot from the puddle, hole 1. And smooth approach like he's had all day. He will be putting maybe away from the sun. I couldn't tell exactly where it ended up. So great placement by Hintz. Swiss has to make this straddle putt to stay alive.
Straddle. Putt
and it's left.
Short left.
Yeah, so Ryan Hintz has the opportunity to close this out. After Swiss had the opportunity to close it out in that last hole. That's just the roller coaster ride you have here in match play, and especially in a championship match.
And it also goes to show just what emphasis putting is to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's made all the difference in quite a few holes here today. So Hintz for the win. It's in. Ryan Hintz is the 2020 Muletown Disc Golf Championship. Congratulations to him. You can see both these guys giving each other congratulatory fist bumps, and we'll be right back in just a minute. We're going to try to get a quick interview with them, so stay tuned.
Swiss, you had a great run out there. I enjoyed loving watching you throw.
Thank you.
Is there anything different that you did in your game plan as you got down toward the closing holes?
I like to sometimes on 18. I like to take a backhand to try to bite off a little more than I can chew, but know that we were going into 18 tied. I just played it safe and tried to take a second shot more aggressive to try and steal the win, but didn't really do it. Hole 1, I tried to do what I normally do and just hit the tree, and Ryan took advantage of it.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate kick right there, but going back to the putt on hole 18, and you knew that if you made that putt, you had the win. What was going through your mind at that time?
Well, I was outside the circle, so I originally planned to jump putt it, but then I got a little scared thinking if I'd missed a jump putt, I might have had a real bad comebacker. So I thought I could just muster up enough strength to just putt it without jumping. But just barely missed a little bit right, just enough to hope it didn't roll all the way down the hill because it did hit the side of the cage. But yeah, I just tried to hit it in from just standing still instead of jumping.
Yeah, unfortunate. Great run. I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
Ryan, what a great run out there. You had a beautiful win.
Thank you.
Enjoyed watching you throw. You're a great pro. You look good. Is there anything that you would have done different on hole 18? Your approach shot going to the basket. You looked like you had a couple of options there, and you finally settled in on one.
Yeah, are you talking about the second shot or third shot?
Second shot.
Second shot, yeah. So made the mistake on the first shot. I've been threw that one a couple times today, and it was turning over on me. Didn't switch to a more stable disc, so landed on the edge. First thought was I got to get close to the basket, so I was immediately going to last resort, roller, all or nothing, and then kind of realized it was like, well, it is a chess match, so he still has to put it close to the basket. So played the safe play of a forehand, landed out there in the wide open, gave me a chance to lay it up underneath, or actually almost made it a run for it. So turned out well on that last.
And you hammered that right, Jay. It is a chess match out there. You got different things going through your head rather than stroke play.
Yeah.
So going up to hole number 1, the first playoff hole, and Swiss took the box and he hit the tree.
In my head, I said, thank you again.
Thank you again, yes.
So Swiss is definitely has the more power to me. So he has that advantage on the longer hole on 18 and 1. Gets one rip, you know, he's got a closer look at than what I have. So definitely had to take advantage of that and laid it out through the gap. Heart was still beating though to not follow suit and hit the tree as well. So turned out well though. Won the Open.
Great victory. Appreciate you being out here, and congratulations.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.